Well, good afternoon, Calvary family. This is Pastor David here with a word of encouragement for you and also to tell you the rest of Sunday's rescue story. At Christmas, the incarnation takes center stage. We hear it in the familiar words, the Word became flesh and lived for a while among us. And while we sing the carol, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, it goes like this: veiled in flesh the Godhead see, hail the incarnate deity, pleased as man with men to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. We sing about the incarnation. Well, few truths are more assuring to us than this. The Son of God took on human form so that we humans could see his love on display and come to trust his way of salvation. When God's disembodied voice thundered from Sinai, it terrified and awed people. But when the Son of God, Jesus, spoke the good news to us on earth, it both rang with authority and assured us of God's love and trustworthiness. We needed God to join us in order to trust his way of salvation. A few years ago, the TV show Parenthood focused on Adam and Christina Braverman as they tried to understand and correct the troubling behaviors of their son, their young son, Max. Max refused to dress in anything but his pirate outfit, and Adam, afraid that his son would be ridiculed, tried to get him to change and became exasperated over time with Max's stubborn refusal to change out of that costume. Well, in another scene later in the show, we see Adam trying to help Max complete his meal. And he ultimately has to resort to bartering, one bite of food for the promise of more TV time. Adam and Christina, coming to their wits' end, finally consult a specialist who diagnoses Max with Asperger's syndrome and tells them that there is no cure. Well, Adam, obviously shaken by this news, asks the doctor, "Then what do you suggest we do in order to get him out of that pirate costume?" And the doctor says this, something that we need to hear. He says the first step is not to wrench Max out of his comfort zone. The first step is to join Max where he is. And when he's ready, then you can walk him into the world. Well, after all else fails, Adam tries the doctor's advice. He enters Max's world. And in the final scene, we see Adam dressed in a pirate costume just like his son's, playing a game of pirate sword fighting with him. Father and son dash around the backyard, both of them clearly delighted to be with each other. Contact has been made. Change is now possible. Adam had to enter Max's world in order to reach him. Through the incarnation, God entered our world to reach us and rescue us. And at Christmas, we rejoice that God came down to rescue us. Well, that brings me to the rest of Sunday's story. I told you that Alfred Hellepart had descended from the peak of the 6,000-foot north face of the Eiger Peak in Switzerland in order to save two Italian climbers that were dying on ledges below. Well, I neglected to tell you that that rescue effort was a success. Though one of the Italian climbers had died of exhaustion, Hellepart was able to bring the other one, Claudio Corti, put him on his back and haul him up to the top and rescue him. One human descended to dangle between heaven and hell in order to rescue a dying man. Well, the Son of God took on human form, descended to earth, and performed a successful rescue for all who will put their trust in him. That is the good news of the incarnation, And I offer it to you as a Christmas blessing. May you enjoy the peace and presence of the incarnate Lord Jesus Christ.